Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams and with me is Abhijit Loreng with the evening news. The headlines. Dates for Bihar Assembly elections announced, voting to be held in 3 phases with strict adherence to social distancing norms. Model Code of Conduct comes into effect. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says recently passed farm and labour bills will free farmers and workers from unnecessary laws. Government says there is no impact of COVID-19 on area coverage under Kharif crops. COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 81.74%. And in IPL, the match between Delhi Capitals and Chennai Super Kings underway in Dubai. In our special series on the occasion of the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, we begin this bulletin with Bapu Ki Baat on communal harmony. In a post-prayer speech at Shodhpur in West Bengal, he had appealed to the people to stand united and maintain communal harmony.
और इतने वर्षों से हम एक ही हिंदुस्तान में पड़े हैं कि कोई ताकत नहीं है कि जो उनका हिस्सा कर सकते हैं अगर वो हिस्सा नहीं चाहते हैं.
And now the news in detail. The Election Commission has announced the dates for Assembly elections in Bihar. Announcing the poll schedule in New Delhi today, Chief Election Commissioner Sunil Arora said the elections will take place in 3 phases, starting from the 28th of next month. The counting will take place on the 10th of November. He said the Model Code of Conduct has now come into effect.
General elections to the Legislative Assembly of Bihar shall be conducted in 3 phases. In first phase, 71 assembly constituencies in 16 districts, including most of the LWE districts, will go for poll. In second phase, 94 assembly constituencies in 17 districts will go for poll. Third phase, 78 assembly constituencies in 15 districts will go for poll.
The Chief Election Commissioner said the number of phases for the 243-member Bihar Assembly polls has been reduced, keeping in mind the security arrangements and the festive season. Voting time has been extended by 1 hour till 6 p.m. and COVID-19 patients will vote in the last hour of the day. The Chief Election Commissioner said the number of polling booths has been increased to ensure social distancing and the norms will have to be followed at public gatherings during the poll campaign. The number of people accompanying a candidate for submission of nomination has been restricted to 2, while door-to-door campaign can have maximum 5 people, including the candidate. The Election Commission has also created an optional facility to fill the nomination form and affidavit online and submission of the same after taking a print before the returning officer concerned. For the first time, the candidates will have the option to deposit a security amount online for contesting the elections. Mr. Arora said that 7 lakh hand sanitizer points, 46 lakh masks, 6 lakh PPE kits, 6.7 lakh face shields, 23 lakh pairs of hand gloves have been arranged in the wake of COVID pandemic. He added that social distancing norms will have to be followed at public gatherings and other activities during the election campaign. He said the Election Commission has made elaborate arrangements for ensuring the effective implementation of MCC guidelines. Chief Election Commissioner added that anyone who indulges in misuse of social media with respect to elections will have to face consequences under the law. Political parties have welcomed the announcement of Bihar Assembly elections. Talking to AIR News, BJP spokesperson Shahnawaz Hussain said the NDA will fight this poll unitedly and development will be the main issue in this poll. JDU spokesperson KC Tyagi said good governance and justice for all have been the agenda of his party and it will seek another mandate of people to ensure continuous development of Bihar. On the other hand, RJD has demanded that the Election Commission should explore the possibility of voter insurance in the wake of COVID-19. Party spokesperson Manoj Jha told AIR that RJD will go to the polls with people-centric issues like unemployment and migration.
It's a historical election, one of the largest elections during Corona times. I would request Honorable Election Commission to look at the possibility of having voter insurance so that the people who are under fear and they feel not very certain about whether it could result in a super spreading event, I believe Election Commission's intervention in this regard positively shall impact.
Congress leader Shakti Singh Gohel said elections will be fought on the issues of common man on one side and misgovernance on the other. He said their coalition has the blessings of people of Bihar.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said the farm bills and labour laws recently passed by Parliament will free the farmers and workers in the country from the cobweb of unnecessary laws. Addressing BJP party workers on the occasion of the birth anniversary of Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay, he took a sharp dig at the opposition parties and said they are misleading the people by spreading blatant lies.
किसानों से हमेशा जिन्होंने झूठ बोला है, झूठ बोलने वाले कुछ लोग इन दिनों अपने राजनीतिक स्वार्थ की वजह से किसानों को भ्रमित करने में लगे हैं। ये लोग अफवाहें फैला रहे हैं। देश के किसानों को ऐसी किसी भी अफवाह से बचाना, कृषि सुधार का महत्व समझाना भारतीय जनता पार्टी के हम सभी कार्यकर्ताओं का बहुत बड़ा कर्तव्य है। किसानों की तरह ही हमारे यहाँ दशकों तक देश के श्रमिकों को भी कानून के जाल में उलझाकर रखा गया है। 4 लेबर कोड्स के माध्यम से देश के श्रमिक साथियों को दर्जनों कानूनों के कुचक्र से बाहर निकालने का प्रयास हमने किया है।
The Prime Minister stressed that the much-awaited freedom in the agriculture sector will be achieved by the new farm bills. He said farmers will be able to sell their produce anywhere in the country in addition to the existing mandis.
एनडीए सरकार ने निरंतर इस स्थिति को बदलने का प्रामाणिक प्रयास किया है। कोई निजी स्वार्थ के लिए नहीं, कोई राजनीतिक स्वार्थ के लिए नहीं, सिर्फ और सिर्फ किसान के कल्याण को ध्यान में रखते हुए पहले लागत का 1.5 गुना एमएसपी तय किया, उसमें रिकॉर्ड बढ़ोतरी की और रिकॉर्ड सरकारी खरीद भी एनडीए सरकार ने ही की है, इतिहास बना दिया।
Highlighting the importance of Kisan Credit Card KCC, the Prime Minister said that its ambit has been increased to cover even those involved in dairy industry and fisheries. Speaking about Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay, the Prime Minister said his ideas in teaching on politics, economics and various other fields will keep inspiring generations to come.
एक राष्ट्र के रूप में, एक समाज के रूप में भारत को बेहतर बनाने के लिए दीनदयाल जी उनका जो योगदान मिला है वो पीढ़ियों को प्रेरित करने वाला है। ये दीनदयाल जी ही थे जिन्होंने भारत की राष्ट्रनीति, अर्थनीति, समाज नीति, राजनीति इन सभी पहलुओं पर भारत के अथाह सामर्थ्य के हिसाब से तय करने की बात बड़ी मुखरता से कही थी, लिखी थी।
The government today said there is no impact of COVID-19 on progress of area coverage under Kharif crops. The Agriculture Ministry said over 1,116 lakh hectare areas have been sown during Kharif season as compared to around 1,066 lakh hectare area of corresponding period last year. The timely pre-positioning of inputs by government with like seeds, pesticides, fertilizers, machinery and credit has made large coverage possible during pandemic lockdown conditions. The ministry said credit goes to farmers for timely action and adoption of technologies and taking benefit of government schemes.
The government has sanctioned 670 electric buses and 241 charging stations to boost electric mobility in the country. In a series of tweets, Heavy Industries Minister Prakash Javadekar said this decision reflects the government's commitment for reducing dependence on fossil fuel and promoting eco-friendly public transportation. Faster adoption and manufacturing of hybrid and electric vehicles in India scheme was launched in 2015 to promote adoption of electric and hybrid vehicles in India. The National Medical Commission (NMC) has come into existence as the country's apex regulator of medical education and profession in place of the Medical Council of India (MCI). The NMC comprises the chairman, 10 ex officio members and 22 part-time members. The NMC Act, which seeks to usher in mega reforms in the medical education sector, received the assent of the President on August the 8th last year. Former head of ENT department in the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Delhi, Dr. Suresh Chandra Sharma, has been appointed as chairman of the commission for a period of 3 years.
More than 1 crore passengers have flown on over 1 lakh flights since the resumption of domestic operations on 25th of May. Minister of State, Independent Charge, Civil Aviation Hardeep Singh Puri said that domestic aviation is moving towards pre-COVID figures. Civil Aviation Minister said total number of departing passengers yesterday was over 1,19,000 and total number of arriving passengers during this period was over 1,21,000. Further, the total number of passenger footfalls at airports across the country was over 2,40,000 a single day. In the wake of COVID-19, the operations of domestic scheduled commercial airlines were ceased from 25th March this year.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his Japanese counterpart Suga Yoshihide have expressed mutual intention to further strengthen the Indo-Japan relationship based on principles of trust and shared values. Both the leaders agreed that the bilateral special strategic and global partnership between the two countries have made great advances over the last few years. Interacting over a phone call, the Prime Minister congratulated Mr. Yoshihide on his appointment as the Prime Minister of Japan and wished him success in achieving his goals. Mr. Modi extended an invitation to Prime Minister Suga to visit India for the annual bilateral summit after improvement of the situation caused by the global COVID-19 pandemic.
You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Dates for Bihar Assembly elections announced, voting to be held in 3 phases with strict adherence to social distancing norms. Model Code of Conduct comes into effect. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says recently passed farm and labour bills will free farmers and workers from unnecessary laws. Government says there is no impact of COVID-19 on area coverage under Kharif crops. COVID-19 recovery rates improves to 81.74%, and in IPL, the match between Delhi Capitals and Chennai Super Kings underway in Dubai. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
All India Radio presents World News. News and views from across the globe. What happened? What is up next? The newsmakers and the highlights of the day. Every day at 10:20 p.m. in the night. On 100.1 FM, All India Radio.
Welcome back. The country is registering a continuous increase in the number of patients who recovered from COVID-19. With over 81,000 people recovering in the last 24 hours, the total number of recovered patients now stand at over 47,56,000. The overall recovery rate has now reached 81.74%. The Health Ministry has said the gap between recovered cases and active cases is progressively growing wide. The actual caseload of the country currently comprises 16.67% of the total positive cases. The number of recovered patients has now overtaken the active cases by nearly 5 times. In the last 24 hours, 86,052 new cases have been reported, taking the total number of positive cases to 58,18,571. Presently, the total number of active corona cases in the country is 9,70,116. In the last 24 hours, 1,141 deaths have been reported, taking the toll to 92,290. Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan has said the contribution of AIIMS during the COVID pandemic is monumental in ensuring smooth delivery of medical services through telemedicine and teleconsultations. Speaking on the occasion of the 65th Foundation Day of AIIMS, Dr. Harshvardhan said, in the last 6 months, the Institute has taken a huge responsibility of providing care to patients suffering from COVID-19 for innovating in areas of research and guiding colleagues across the country. On India's fight against COVID-19, Dr. Harshvardhan said India's continuously rising recovery rate and progressively falling case fatality rate have proven the success of the COVID-19 containment strategy followed by all states and union territories under the guidance of Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
The nation achieved another milestone in COVID testing by conducting nearly 15 lakh tests in the last 24 hours. With cumulative testing figures of around 7 crores, India continues to be one of the countries across the world conducting the highest daily testing. A total of 3,827 new confirmed cases of coronavirus have been reported in Delhi during the last 24 hours, taking the total number of cases to over 2,64,000. Delhi government has said that over 2,28,000 people affected with coronavirus have been cured so far. In the last 24 hours, 4,061 people recovered and 24 deaths were reported in the national capital, taking the toll to 5,147. Presently, the total number of active corona cases in the national capital is over 30,000.
Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has directed officials to strengthen the health facilities in Lucknow and Kanpur cities. He has also ordered to depute more health workers in both cities. Lucknow and Kanpur are the cities worst hit by corona infection in the state. A report.
In a review meeting about COVID scenario in his state, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath asked officials to run 300-bedded building of Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia Institute of Medical Sciences in Lucknow as dedicated COVID hospital. The state capital Lucknow has the highest number of 8,954 COVID patients in his state, while Kanpur is on second number with 4,046 active cases. Both cities also have more than 600 casualties due to the pandemic. Lucknow reported the highest number of the fresh cases in last 24 hours with 580 new patients, while Kanpur witnessed 290 new cases. The state currently has 59,397 active COVID patients. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray today reviewed the COVID-related situation in Konkan and Pune division of the state through video conferencing. He emphasized the importance of the recently launched My Family, My Responsibility campaign. He cautioned the people of the state to follow the three-pronged strategy of wearing mask, washing hands and maintaining physical distance more diligently in the ongoing unlock phase. He also appealed to people to celebrate the upcoming Navratri and Dashera festivals in a simple manner. More from our correspondent.
Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray has said that My Family, My Responsibility campaign will help in drafting a health map of the state to make it strong and healthy in future. He said that the campaign is playing an important role in collecting the health-related data of the people of the state. He said that more than 55,000 health teams are conducting the health-related survey and data of 2.83 crore people have already been collated. He said apart from the 37,000 suspected patients, around 4,517 patients were found positive with the help of the survey. Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar insisted on the importance of running post-COVID treatment centers. With Shailesh Patil, Kunal Shinde, AIR News, Mumbai.
In Odisha, the total number of COVID-19 affected people crossed the 2 lakh mark today. With 4,208 new cases, the total number of positive patients has reached 2,01,096. However, the number of active cases in the state now stands at 39,232. More from a correspondent.
After the virus hit Odisha for the first time on the 15th of March last, it took more than a month for it to infect 1,000 people. Now, in a little less than 200 days, the virus has managed to bring a huge 2 lakh people into its grip. However, it has become more infectious of late, with as many as 4,000 plus people catching the contagion every day the last few days. While this has raised the concerns of the government on COVID-19 care and cure, the latter has been impressing upon the people at large to raise their defenses against the devil. Girish Chandra Das, Bhubaneswar.
The Karnataka state government issued an order today directing private hospitals to admit patients irrespective of them having COVID-19 symptoms or not. The order quotes the provisions of the Private Hospitals and Medical Establishments Act of 2017 that prevents hospitals from denying admission to patients. It also draws attention to the Disaster Management Act that makes it mandatory for the private hospitals to extend treatment to patients without insisting on a COVID report. More from a correspondent.
The Bruhat Bengaluru Mahanagara-Palike Commissioner had asked jurisdictional police to file FIR against 4 private hospitals yesterday for failing to allot 50% of their hospital beds to the patients recommended by the government. Since Bengaluru Urban District has high positivity rate, the city corporation has increased testing and improved tracking of COVID contacts. Right now, the city has positivity rate of over 13% and mortality rate of 1.4%. To monitor COVID-19 patients under home isolation, the telemonitoring services are started. Under this, home isolated patients are offered telecounseling services. There are over 2,15,000 persons under active home quarantine in Bengaluru. Sudhindra, AIR News, Bengaluru.
Kerala continued to report surge in COVID cases as it confirmed 6,477 new COVID cases today. With a death of 22 people, the toll in the state reached 635. Meanwhile, 3,481 recoveries were also reported today. The total active COVID cases in Kerala rose to 48,892.
The Jammu and Kashmir government is fighting COVID-19 pandemic with grit and determination, and health workers are at the forefront of this fight. So far, 7 of the health workers while on duty contracted the virus infection and lost their life while fighting the virus. Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, under the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan package, provides an insurance cover of 50 lakh rupees to a total of around 22.12 lakh public healthcare providers across the country. These healthcare providers include community health workers who may have to be in direct contact and care of COVID-19 patients and who may be at risk of being impacted by this. Renowned playback singer S.P. Balasubramaniam passed away this afternoon in Chennai. He was 74. He was admitted in a corporate hospital in the city on the 5th of August for COVID-19. Though the viral load dissipated, it left his vital organs severely affected. He was put on ventilator and ECMO support. He breathed his last at 1:04 p.m. today. Here is a tribute to the legendary singer.
The veteran playback singer S.P. Balasubramaniam holds the Guinness World Record of singing the highest number of songs by a single artist. He has rendered more than 40,000 songs in 16 Indian languages, including Tamil, Telugu, Hindi, Kannada and Malayalam. He has the record of winning the National Film Award for the Best Male Playback Singer 6 times, besides many other awards by different state governments and the Filmfare Awards. He was honored with the Silver Peacock and the title the Indian Film Personality of the Year in 2016. The Union government honored him with the Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan awards. S.P. Balasubramaniam has sung for many generations of film stars since making his debut in the film world in late 1966. The celebrated singer is no more, but his mesmerizing voice that breathed life into thousands of songs will continue to ring in the ears of music lovers for years together.
President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have condoled the demise of the singing legend. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Edappadi Palanisamy, AIADMK Coordinator and Tamil Nadu Deputy Chief Minister O. Pannirselvam, DMK President M.K. Stalin have expressed grief at the death of the legendary singer. All India Radio Delhi will broadcast a special program of tributes to the legendary playback singer S.P. Balasubramaniam at 10 tonight on its Rajdhani and FM Rainbow channels, all capital stations, FM Rainbow channels, Vivid Bharati service, commercial broadcasting service centres and multi-channel AIR stations on one of their channels shall relay this broadcast.
The Income Tax Department today launched faceless income tax appeals. The Central Board of Direct Taxes, CBDT, said in a statement that under it, all income tax appeals will be finalized in a faceless manner with the exception of appeals relating to serious frauds, major tax evasion, sensitive and search matters, International Tax and Black Money Act. On 13th August, while launching the Faceless Assessment and Taxpayers Charter, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had announced the launch of the Faceless Appeals on the birth anniversary of Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with the people in the country and abroad in the Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio on Sunday. It will be the 69th episode of the monthly radio program. It will be broadcast on the entire network of AIR and Doordarshan and also on AIR News website www.newsonair.com and News on AIR mobile app. Benchmark domestic stocks today gained more than 2%, snapping losing streak of 6 sessions. Key indices climbed amid mixed global cues. The Sensex regained 37,000 mark while the Nifty reclaimed 11,000 level.
In IPL cricket, Delhi Capitals were 154 for 2 in 17.4 overs against Chennai Super Kings at Dubai when reports last came in. Earlier, Chennai won the toss and elected to field against Delhi. Last night, Kings 11 Punjab beat Royal Challengers Bangalore by 97 runs at the same venue. In tomorrow's fixture, Kolkata Knight Riders will take on Sunrisers Hyderabad in Abu Dhabi. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar today addressed the ministerial meeting of the Alliance for Multilateralism. Dr. Jaishankar said multilateralism, if it is to grow, must be not just generous, but also creative and practical. He said India will build back better, greener and smarter. He also highlighted the International Solar Alliance and Coalition for Disaster-Resilient Infrastructure. The minister also spoke about the Jal Jeevan and Ujala schemes and the Arogya Setu app. He said New India is a sharing India. A webinar between India and Cambodia was held today. The theme of the webinar was Indian Defence Industry Global Outreach for Collaborative Partnership, Webinar and Expo. It was organized under the aegis of Department of Defence Production, Ministry of Defence through Society of Indian Defence Manufacturers, SIDM. This webinar is the part of the series of webinars which are being organized with friendly foreign countries in order to boost defence exports and achieve defence export target of $5 billion in the next 5 years. Senior Defence Ministry officials from the Indian side and senior army officials from the Cambodian side participated in the webinar and spoke about enhancing the defence cooperation between both the nations. Now a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. National capital Delhi will have strong surface winds during daytime. Minimum temperature is expected at around 26 degrees Celsius and maximum at 36 degrees. In Mumbai, there will be generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Minimum temperature will be around 25 degrees, maximum around 30. Chennai will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. The temperature will hover between 27 and 34 degrees Celsius. Generally cloudy sky is expected in Kolkata with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Minimum temperature will be around 27 degrees. Maximum could go up to 31 degrees. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, minimum temperature in Jammu will be around 24 degrees Celsius, maximum around 35 degrees. The city will have a mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Srinagar will have a partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Temperature will hover between 10 and 26 degrees. In Ladakh, the sky will be mainly clear, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Minimum temperature will be 8 and maximum 23 degrees Celsius. In Gilgit, partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Temperature will hover between 9 and 31 degrees Celsius. In Muzaffarabad, there will be partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Minimum temperature will be around 16, maximum around 34. In Dehradun, temperature will hover between 22 and 33 degrees. The city will have a partly cloudy sky with possibility of thunder and lightning. In Chandigarh, there will be partly cloudy sky. Minimum temperature will be around 24 degrees. Maximum could go up to 34. In Hyderabad, minimum temperature will be around 24 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 31 degrees. The city will have a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Guwahati will have a generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. Minimum temperature in the city will be around 24 degrees and maximum will be around 32 degrees. And now before we close, the headlines once again. Dates for Bihar Assembly elections announced. Voting to be held in 3 phases with strict adherence to social distancing norms. Model Code of Conduct comes into effect. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says recently passed farm and labour bills will free farmers and workers from unnecessary laws. Government says there is no impact of COVID-19 on area coverage under Kharif crops. COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 81.74%. And in IPL, the match between Delhi Capitals and Chennai Super Kings underway in Dubai. Now we leave you with Bapu's favorite bhajan Vaishnav Janato, sung by Ahmad Ali Mehmani of Saudi Arabia.
वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीर पराई जाने रे वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीर पराई जाने